Good afternoon there, horse racing fans. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all getting ready for a big weekend of action. We've got the FA Cup, we've got plenty of horse racing on, so it should be a good weekend in store. And I'm just popping up here to put up a horse at 40 to 1. I think he's way overpriced. I'd mark him up as about a 20 to 1 shot myself, so I'm hoping we can, and some of you watching will be able to get the value. Whether he's good enough to win this or place, that's another question, but he's definitely overpriced, so I thought it was worth making a video about. But before we get into the tip, do make sure to follow me on Discord and join the group. I'll leave the link for that in the description. We've got over 100 members and we only started about a week ago, so it's going very nicely. Do make sure to get involved, and there's also my email newsletter which you can access through the Discord as well, which will be previewing this full Sandown card, so do make sure to join and get involved. The link will be in the description. But on to today then. Sandown at 3 o'clock, the Veterans Chase, and it's one of the races where you've got all the big names that you've heard all over the years. They've got to be over 10, I think, to run in this race, but I'm going to take a chance on probably one of the oldest horses in here at 13, Wishing and Hoping at 40 to 1, who is just way overpriced. I can't work out for myself why this horse is a 40 to 1 shot. He's got much better credentials than plenty of these shorter in the betting, and he's not one of these veterans that has regressed hugely from his handicap mark of his prime. He was up in the 140s and now he's down to a mark of 139. I think he's well enough handicapped to capitalise on that old form, but he's not one that's dropped £20 and there looks no sign of him a resurgence and running a big race. He's been pretty consistent, but he just has been dropping slightly down the handicap recently, which I think will help him today. Should be able to strike at 40 to 1. Looking back to last season, as a 12-year-old, he got a couple of wins to his name, and he finished off the season when running a very good 6th in the Betway Handicap Chase. That was a good 3 at Aintree. And if you look at some of the horses he was beaten by, the likes of Sam Brown, Shan Blue, Killer Kane, T-Clipper, even Accelerator Express, them 5 finished in front of him when he finished 6th of 14 which ran in that very competitive race. They're all unexposed, or at least most of them are unexposed younger horses, definitely going in the right direction, and they're all better handicapped now than there was back in April when this race was run. Wishing and Hoping finished 6th, not beaten a million miles off a mark of 143 that day. That finished off his season. He then came back at Aintree again when finishing 2nd in the Vieille Leon Rouge Veterans Handicap Chase. That was a 2nd behind Dingo Dollar, who was obviously primed for that and was a very good winner. He was the best of the rest and finished a couple of lengths clear of 3rd and the rest of the runners in this race. That was again off a mark of 142. Then he ran over 2.5 miles at Aintree. I think that drop back in trip didn't exactly suit him. He's a little bit of a galloper, and I think he was just a little bit outpaced. Again, it was a very strong race. There was English horses that were very well handicapped, especially the runner Boy of Siaska, won that off 146 very comfortably, but there was a few Irish riders as well and some well handicapped horses who have gone on to better things since. So the form of that race has worked out well enough. Was a well enough beaten 8th, but again that was off a mark of 142. He's down £3 today, back up in trip, is versatile ground-wise. The ground wouldn't really affect me. Sandown Soft does get quite heavy. Some of these horses won't go through it. He does have form on heavy ground, so you think that wouldn't be a problem. Look, he's getting old now. He is a 13-year-old, but he doesn't seem to be showing it. He always jumps well. He's going to be ridden prominently, and with 6 places, or you even can go for the extra places, but 40 to 1 for 6 places is just far too big of a price. I've got to get involved in that, and after all, there's only the 18 runners. It's not distinctly out of the question that some of these horses will be pulled up. This horse always seems to run his race, maybe not so much the last day, but that was with excuses. The trip was definitely too short that day. So Wishing and Hoping at 40 to 1 would be my nap of the weekend each way at a huge price. I think he will run a pretty nice race indeed. So as I said before, do make sure to follow me on Discord. The link will be in the description because I'll be previewing the full Sandown card, including the big race, the Tolworth Hurdle. That's the race before at 225, and I do have a strong fancy in that, so make sure to join the Discord. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.